Alrighty, hi guys, Sage is here. Oh, I have a quest I need to... Oh, okay, well, let me just take that. Cool. Anyways, hi guys. Well, with that, actually, I kind of want to look at a few things real quick before I hop in. Ooh, I could either 5-star... I could either 5-star Cordelia or Effie. It's a really difficult choice. We also have a few other characters here. Or Nowie. Or Corin. Ah, God. Well, if any of you guys have any ideas on who I should bump up to 5 stars, feel free to tell me. Because that's a difficult choice. I like Cordelia and I like all these others. But anyways, I guess I should probably explain why we're here. But first I'm going to have to move Alwyn out because I barely leveled her. And I need to go and get my Cordelia. Actually, I'll just by level right now. Because I'm a little weird. Anyways, okay. So, I just wanted to try and test the waters here and do a little bit of, I wouldn't say guide work, but basically, every day in Fire Emblem Heroes, there is a new daily unit, as it is, that you can do, and you can use this to basically get a free unit, granted at low star rank, but still free unit without having to summon, and typically these are units that never really reach 5 stars, but some of the times, it's a decent unit that you can use, and if you manage to get them up to 4 or 5 stars, they will be very useful in their, in their fighting skills, and oftentimes it's something that you might want to try out. So I figured, hey, let's try a series where basically I do one of these battles, and basically what I have to do is once after I've done the battle and I've gotten the unit, granted Virion's, oh boy, Virion's a free unit, and he's free because he comes from the tutorial, but still, it's not a bad idea to look at these units, figure out if they're useful or not, and go into why they might be great, and if you should put your time and efforts into upgrading them. So, we're going to start off today's episode with Virion here, who is today's daily unit, and welcome to the daily unit, which is what the series will be called. We're going to test the waters. If this doesn't work out, well then, okay, I mean, it was worth the effort, so let's try and get in here. I am not going to be sending Cordelia in right away, and since they are all infantry unit, Kagero here will pretty much wipe them out. And outside the red mage who's trying to get... Whoa, cleric. Not a good idea on your part. Okay. Not the best fight times, but, fight times? Anyways, not the best efforts I've had here, but hey, I mean, we do need to make sure that every unit survives, so I'm not going to move Cordelia in there just yet, because that would be bad. Granted, that thief really wants to come and deal with it. Virion's going to attack. Oh god, does he have... He has a seal... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, he does. He has seal speed. Okay, just making sure. That's actually the only signature real ability that he has. That would, I guess, be worthwhile. He does have Astra, but he's not equipped with that in this one.
Okay.
Alright, let's kill the thief. And we're done. Pretty basic stuff, nothing too hard. We will be covering units you can get from special events as well as it goes along, both normal and hard modes. So anyways, there's Virion. Hooray, he's 2 stars, not the best, but, it's a free unit, guys. Can't really go too bad there. But I guess I should probably discuss, since we have him here. Let's sort by rarity, edit teams, and go to rarity. I really need to level up a bunch of these units here. And if any of you have any ideas of what would be a good unit to get up to 5 stars in blue, feel free to suggest it. I know a lot of people who are fans of Nowie and everything. Anyways. So now we have 2 Virions here. We of course have the one that came from the tutorial, and now the one that came from the free unit daily mission. So, I guess we'll just dive right on in and look at him real quick. So, there's Virion. I mean, he starts off with an iron bow, not the best thing, but you can give him a steel bow, silver bow, and silver bow plus, and that's just basically more attack. Again, nothing too great there, but he does have access to Night Sky and Astra, which, again, pretty useful abilities. Granted, Astra's a bit on the slow side if your character is not speed-based, and I'm pretty sure Virion at least has some decent amount of speed. I did not mean to click off that. And basically, he also has access to Defiant Res, which, I mean, that gives him a bit more use when it comes down to taking down mage units, but he also has access to Seal Speed, which reduces speed when he attacks by 7 at max rank. Basically, he's a good... I mean, if you really want to compare him to something, he would be a good attacker when it comes to mages, but granted, Defiant Res is only useful after certain health thresholds, so... yeah, that's a bit weird, but I need to look at his stats real quick. Yeah, his speed's okay and decent enough, but I will just be brutally honest about Virion here. As a character, Virion is not the best archer. In fact, I'm fairly sure he's outclassed by most archers because of how well he, I mean, let's take a look at another one. I think we have a few archers here. Let's see here. Weapon type. Let's just see if we can't find a good archer to pull out and take a look at. I mean, Niles is probably not the best example. Let's see here. Gordon is actually a fairly decent unit if you do get him, and is a very good replacement. He does have access to Brave Bow, which does help him out a bit, but he does... I mean, mostly he has Vantage, which is considerably well off, considering, I mean, Seal of Speed is a great ability for Virion to have, but honestly, he won't be taking advantage of it too much, and Defiant Res just doesn't make up for the fact that he does not have the stat spread to actually be a decent archer, in a way. Silver Bow Plus is okay. It allows him to do decent damage. Night Sky and Astra is fine and dandy, and his speed should be good enough to at least hit the double digits, or at least, I mean, not the double digits, but hit twice, so therefore he'll be able to do at least Astra every so often, or Night Sky every so often if you decide to use him. But again, his stat spread isn't the best. His skill setup, again, not the best. Seal Speed, Defiant Res, I mean, if you're going up against mages, you'll probably want to use that. He's not... it's not wholly dependent on, you know, going up against mages, but they're the only ones who can counterattack him if he does attack. And again, with Astra, he'll deal more damage. Defiant Res, he'll do... you know, he'll gain a bit of res after certain HP thresholds, but honestly, I have to say Virion is tremendously outclassed by almost any archer you can get in the game that isn't him. Gordon, George, especially Takumi. Niles, I think, is actually better than him as well, although Niles is debatable as well. Gets Killer Bow, which, and Chilling Wind and Iceberg. I honestly have not looked at Niles in a long time. He's kind of in the same situation, actually. He's supposed to be this kind of mage killer, which, honestly, any other archer does better than them in almost every way. Gordon is a good example. Unfortunately, on this count, I don't really have very many archers because, well, yeah, I mean, there's Setsuna as well. And Setsuna is actually a unit, I believe, who will be coming up in the newest... and he's actually a bow unit that that apparently fights other bow units, but he does have the ability to swap health with allies. But yeah, I mean, he's actually going to be the next focus summon, by the way, just pointing that out. Still though, all in all, when it comes to Virion, and if you want to use him, I highly suggest, if you do get a better archer, save your feathers, save your badges, don't waste them on Virion. Virion is an archer that just does not excel at much, and while he can do pretty well at what he does do, chances are you'll find another archer who will do a lot better than he does. And occasionally, You may want to use him if you just want to level him up, I guess, but right now, until there's a better reason to use him, well, just skip him for now. Hell, you would do better with Gordon, honestly. And Gordon is actually a pretty normal unit to pull out of summons. And from my understanding, he's not too terribly bad. And Setsuna's even better, you know, than him, which I don't know about Niles, but still. Gordon, generally. Takumi, generally. George, generally. All of them better. Just better in total. Better in stat spread, skill set, and just outclass Virion in almost every way. That's pretty much all I got to say here. I realize this has probably been a bit of a mess. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to use a certain setup for this, but I figured I would do a review of the daily units because occasionally a really good one pops up, and I want you guys to be able to get them, level them up, rank them up, and since feathers generally aren't too terribly bad until 4 stars, where 4 stars units are actually fairly good, well, I mean, why not take advantage of that? Today's, unfortunately, was a little terrible. Virion is just in his own right not the best, and I highly suggest skipping him, and if you manage to get a better archer, use that archer, because Virion's not the best. He's the tutorial type, and probably one of the other allies that just isn't that great in comparison, God, I can't talk today, in comparison to a lot of other archers out there, and a lot of easier archers you can summon out of colorless orbs. So that's basically all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully I wasn't too rambly, but I'm going to work on it as we do more of these, and every day will be a different character. And again, if anything happens, you can get Virion for 9 more hours. That is Pacific time. It'll probably be about 8 when this video goes up. And I believe he'll pop up occasionally as well, so go get him if you wanna. I don't know why you would want to, but hey, why not? Also, again, if anyone has any like suggestions on what you would like me to see, you know, when it comes to the 4-star unit thing, because I do need to level up one of my blue units, feel free to tell me. It's either Cordelia or Effie now. I do have Olivia over here. Ooh, I'll probably work on that a little bit later. Alright, catch you guys later. I'm gonna hop off for now. Bye.